I'm really enjoying this peachy eye look I created. Well, it's more berry than it is peachy. It's peachy berry. Using the artist palette from Kokie Cosmetics in Peachy Queen. That's probably why I was calling it a peachy look. I mean, it is, right? It's like peachy. I did a review on all three of the artist palettes from Kokie. This is the peach one, which I think is probably their most popular one. Warm tones, great for summer, spring, pretty much all year round, but a really nice summer palette. You can find Kokie Cosmetics at Walmart. I believe I have a playlist of things that I've reviewed from the brand, so I will have those pop up right now in case you're interested in watching some other reviews on products from them. But right now we are talking about this peachy palette, this look right here. So let's jump into it. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so if you like my videos. It really helps my channel. Give this video a thumbs up, and yeah, let's do this. So please excuse this hair. This is my I woke up from a nap earlier and haven't done anything with it since look, so we're just gonna ignore that. The first thing I'm going to do is prime my eyelid with this BH Cosmetics concealer. I've been enjoying this one and playing around with it a bit more as an eye base type of concealer. I do like it on my face as well, but I've been using my Wet n Wild Photo Focus concealer, obviously, on my eye so much. I wanted to try a concealer that was a little different, so I've been using the Total Coverage concealer. Might have mentioned already, but if I do sound stuffy, it's because I'm getting a cold. Today was the last day at the school where I was working, and as a parting gift, I feel like they gave me another cold. I have never been sick more times in my life than when I worked at that school. It was my first time working in an environment that was like with kids all the time, but man, they have so many germs. I'm just using a Sephora brush and lightly going over my lid. I always know when I'm sick because I take naps, and my boyfriend kind of forced me to take a nap. He's like, you're definitely sick, go take a nap. So I did, for like an hour and a half. This is the shade 104 if you're curious for a similar skin tone. I'm gonna take my Morphe M524 and go into the shade Bare Peach. Bare Peach is this first one right here. And what I'm gonna do with this shade is just pat it over the concealer. This is to help prevent that concealer from creasing and make the other shadows that you put on top blend on really smoothly. This is something I do with my eyeshadows pretty much all the time, unless I'm using a cream eyeshadow, because you don't necessarily want to put a cream shadow over powder. So now that we set down our base, I'm going to go into this very light pink shade right here. Let me find out what the name is. It is, I think, So Fresh. And I'm literally gonna be kind of sloppy with this and take it from the crease area up to the brow. I wanted this look to be sort of a blown out berry look without it being super difficult. Because berry eye tones are super popular, but they can kind of be a pain in the butt if you're doing a ton of steps. So I wanted to do something that was kind of a berry sexy look, but didn't require too much effort besides blending. I've been trying to figure out what my glowy skin type of makeup look is going to be. Do you guys want to see a video like that? I've been playing around with a lot more like creamy based products that I already have in my collection, but I just feel like now that it's summer, I'm really liking the glowy look. So you can see it just added a wash of that pink. It's almost like a mauve tone when you apply it to the eye. And that's why I like using this Wet n Wild brush, just because it's loose enough to get the pigment across, but also blend as well. Oh, my hair is atrocious. I just looked in the screen over there. So now we're gonna go into this peachy shade right here, which is pretty vibrant. I really enjoy it. I'm using my B Bella Crease Blender 113, and this shade is called Peach Puff. So this brush, unlike the Wet n Wild one, is a little bit smaller and more condensed, but it's got more of a point, at least in my opinion. They're very similar in shape, but the B Bella one's a little smaller, so I can focus it in the crease better. And I'm just going to tilt the brush down and start blending it into the crease. And I'm going to go into this color quite a bit. I hope you guys like this look. It's pretty easy. And if it's not easy to you, just keep practicing because eventually your hand will become one with the brush and you will get the movements down. So we're keeping this a little bit lower, but also blending it into that first pinky shade. I have a job interview tomorrow and I'm like, great, I'm gonna sound stuffy. I just get this cold right before I'm supposed to have this interview. Ugh. Hopefully I don't have like snot just running down my nose. I'm gonna go back into that So Fresh shade and with the Wet n Wild brush just again go over everything, sort of blend those two spots together so that it doesn't look so separated. I'm feeling pretty confident, which is nice. You definitely want to go into an interview feeling confident, and it's just realizing you know what you know, you're going to give the answers you're going to give regardless, so just roll with it, go with the flow. I'm going to see how the outer edges compare because I did do this top part of my lid before doing my face makeup. And I like to do my makeup that way usually because then I can cut out the eyeshadow if I want it to be a little cleaner on the edges. But I didn't do anything super cut out, so I think I'm not going to have to do too much cleanup, hopefully, on the edge here. Now we're going into Monarch, which is this shade right here. And I'm going to generously sweep that across my lid space. Oh, such a pretty color. I'm just sort of bringing it up to where my crease is as well, but not blending it in as much. And just bring that outer corner. I've really been enjoying these palettes. So if you haven't seen my review, you can see some swatches of them. You can find them at Walmart. I've been trying a lot of Kokie products lately, and they've just been impressing me with their newer releases. And now that we have that down, I'm going to take some more of that Peach Puff, I believe it was called, and blend that in with it so that there's not, again, that separation. I'm going to mix a little bit of this shade right here onto the lid as well, just a little bit, deepen things up. Then I'm taking this Mikasa E310 and I'm going into this shade right here, which is called Regal. I'm going to pop some of that very lightly in the outer edges. This is going to tie into our liner that we're going to put underneath. Just sort of give a little more dimension to the outer edge of the eye. Not too much though, because we don't want it to be too dark or too brownish. Though this shade is a little more on the purple side. Then I'm just going to blend with this big fluffy brush. Now we're taking the shade right here, I believe is called Peach Dunes. And I'm going in with my Morphe M124. And I'm just going to focus that right in the inner corners. You could wet this too if you wanted the intensity to be a bit more. And then I'm just going to toss a little bit under my brow bone. I'm going to sweep some of that into the inner corner as well before we move on to the lower part of the eye. We're going to take this shade again right here, and I'm going to very lightly just bounce some of that above my lash line. And I don't want it to be super dark. I want it to kind of have an illusion of not really wearing eyeliner, but we just want to thicken up that lash area for when we put mascara on. Now I'm going to take some Kokie eyeliner. I actually picked this up on a whim. I wasn't really planning on getting it. It's their Velvet Smooth Eyeliner in chocolate, and it is perfect for looks with this palette. So if you need a nice, good brown eyeliner for this palette or for looks that you're planning to do with this palette, I recommend this. It is actually very smooth, and I'm going to take some, hopefully you guys can see. Wow, look at that little hair sticking out. It's like crazy. I'm gonna take this and line my waterline. Do you see that color? It's beautiful. Hope you can see it. It's so hard to show putting eyeliner on the waterline on here. And then I'm gonna take a little bit extra underneath the waterline. I love the color. It's almost like a purpley chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not super warm, but it's also not super cool. It's got this, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm wearing peach eyeshadows with it that it looks a little more purple, or like the purpley tones it's pulling out. Oh, so pretty though. I'm gonna take that peach puff shade, or that really corally tone, and tap off some of that excess and just focus it right underneath. I feel like the liner does a lot of the work for you on the lower lash line, so you don't really have to worry too much about putting a lot of shadow down. If you want to, you can take a little bit of this brown, oh, if you guys could see. If you want to, you could take a little bit of this tone here, or some of the more mauve tones, and put that on the outer corner as well, on the lower lash line. Mauve tones, why did I say that so weird? If you want, it's, I mean, you don't really tell too much. You might have to retouch down here. That pretty shade. Oh, I love this color. This is really pretty all over the lid as well. If you want less of a kind of satiny matte look and you want to do more of a shimmer. If you do want to go back in and clean up, you can just take a little bit of concealer, kind of go around the edges. Don't want it to be too sharp, so I'm just kind of patting. My boyfriend's computer is making really loud noises. I hope you guys can't hear that. I don't know why it is. Where's my eyelash curler? Help! Where did it go? So my eyelash curler was in my drawer with my mascaras, because, you know, that actually makes sense. But usually I have it in front of me, and I had a little panic trying to find it. Like, where is it? For mascara, I am grabbing the Maybelline Total Temptation mascara. I haven't used this one in a bit, and I felt like I needed to mix it up. Though to you guys it probably seems like I use it all the time, but you know, I am so tired. Can you guys tell? I almost dropped this. This is pretty much the final eye look. I wanted to share with you guys what I'm wearing on my lips because I just picked it up from Nars. It's their, what are they calling it? Afterglow Lip Balm in Orgasm, which is their like top selling blush color. And it's so pretty and it's nourishing. It's like your lips but better. Oh, I'm obsessed with this balm. I figured it would look well with, I figured it would look good with this eye look, and I'm really digging it, and the fact that it matches my shirt. Alright, so I'm gonna zoom you guys back out. Thank you guys so much for watching my tutorial dealing with my stuffy nose, my crazy hair. This is literally, I did nothing to it. I'm excited to do another tutorial using the last palette out of the 3 that I have not done a tutorial on yet. You guys are super amazing, and I love sharing my reviews and tutorials with you, so if you like my videos, please remember to like, share, subscribe, comment. Again, I love hearing from you guys. It makes my day. So until next time, play around with your Kokie Peachy Queen palette, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone!